Nobara is not like that. I'm sorry, bruh.
I noticed that Nobara wasn't getting the love she deserved in the JJS skill builder community, so who better to do it than me? You guys really helped me out in the comments in the last video, and don't worry, no more rush stun black flashes, okay? I do realize that those were kind of busted to have in a base only moveset, but using your feedback, I think I've created one of my better movesets that I am very proud to show you guys, and I think you'll enjoy. As you can see, there's 5 moves, and Hairpin has a catch. As the 5th move, it is also the strongest move that can only be used twice, and we'll get more into that later, but yeah, just keep that in mind. Starting off with the first move, No Escape. Basically, Nobara twirls her hammer around, lifts her opponent into the sky, and then shoots a knell. I'm very proud with how this came out. Of course, I didn't really mess with the damage, so don't worry. Whenever you guys make the movesets yourself, you can tweak the damage to do however much you believe that it should. But I mean, that's pretty much all with this first skill. It's a great combo starter because your opponent is still there. You can also use it as a combo extender. But speaking of combo extender, the next ability is solely for that purpose. I feel like it's very simple, but also a bit unique. It's called Hammer Jab, and there's not a lot of explaining to do. As the name implies, she jabs the opponent with her hammer. This basically resets your combo and allow you to do another one if you so choose. So it looks a little something like this. This is the move itself, and this is the move with me resetting my combo. So 1 2 3, 1 2 3, 1 2 3, and you see it just keeps resetting the combo. Obviously I have no cooldowns on, but you can make the cooldown whatever you'd like. I made it less than the others only because it is a simple move. I made it long enough so that, you know, you probably wouldn't be able to use it twice in one combo extension, but still shorter than the others because it is a simple jab. Now for the third move, and I think it may be my favorite, it's tied with Hairpin, but this is my redemption arc for my last Black Flash. Remember my Black Flashes with Yuji, they were very samey, and you guys were saying the rush into the Black Flash, you know, that rush stun time is crazy. Basically it wasn't really dodgeable for anyone, and I don't know, kind of OP, I guess. So someone suggested, maybe I'll find a comment, maybe not, someone suggested that I use Mahito's ability, which I did with Nobara's Black Flash, also because I'll put the clip up here, but as you can see, I tried to make it as accurate as possible, how she hits the nail and then the next frame the Black Flash happened. So they kind of do it off screen, but not really. So I thought the perfect way to convey that would be for her to teleport and then do the Black Flash, because that's basically what she did. And the move is called Together Black Flash because her and Yuji did this together. So here it is. I'm very proud of that, and here's another look at it. Come on, you can't tell me that's not tough. As you can see, I put the animation to make it seem like she's about to hit the nail, and then the Black Flash follows up right after. And if you guys seen the clip I put up on the screen, I think that this is as one-to-one as it can get. Maybe I could have gave it a different animation at the end, but I think I did a pretty good job with this one. You can do it from a pretty hefty distance, like from here, and it still lands. That's a pretty hefty distance. And of course, with the slower wind-up animation, your opponent will be able to see it coming. So say this dummy was a real guy, right, and I do it from here, you could definitely see that coming, but as to whether or not you'll have the reaction time to, you know, react is up to the player, I suppose. But on to the next one, another simple one. It's just called Nail, and of course it just shoots out a flurry of nails, and that's basically all this move does. It's meant to be used if you're at like mid-range and you want to get some damage off, or at a further range, say you two are just both playing it safe. It'll be a good way to either distract them and follow up with something else, maybe like doing a nail and then following up with the Black Flash when they're distracted or so. But yeah, all right, for a Hairpin, the big bad final move. The reason Nobara doesn't have an awakening is, one, because the Higuruma moveset is kind of required to use it, so you know you have a hammer, and two, because she doesn't have too many abilities that I feel like would fill out an awakening. I originally intended for Hairpin to be an awakening move, but again, in practice, it really didn't work because Higuruma has a unique awakening, which is just his domain. So Hairpin has a durability, basically a usage of 2. You can only use it twice. Why can't you use it twice? Because the way I programmed the ability was that there was a 50-50 chance that it would work or that it wouldn't. So you have 2 chances to get this attack off and to completely get the one-shot kill. And I chose this ability because again, it's her ability to just basically make things explode from the inside out. And we've seen her use this like on the mannequin curse or whatever, like at the start of the series back in season 1. And if this is landed properly, then exactly how that mannequin's head exploded, that's exactly what happens to your opponent. Their head goes enough yap, let's see the ability. Okay, as you can see, the move landed properly and their head exploded. And come on, you can't tell me that pose at the end wasn't tough. Here's the ability again, if you want to see it. Yep, so she shoots the nail out and then of course snaps her fingers and Hairpin, and your opponent is down for the count. I overall am very happy with this moveset. I really like how it came out, but let's get to what you guys are really here for, the tutorial. As you can see, last time we covered Yuji, this time we're covering Nobara. Who knows what the future holds? So starting off with the first ability, No Escape. Basically, I used a plasma wave Choso animation to give that spinning hammer effect. I used Divergent Fist for the initial attack and also to give her hammer the cursed energy that she usually has, the blue cursed energy effect. And I wait 0.5 seconds and then I follow this up with Yuta skill Revolve. This is what gets your opponent in the air. And then after 0.7 seconds, I cancel this and then I hit it with the rush animation. Okay, not the rush skill, don't worry. The rush slam down animation. This is to make it look like Nobara is hitting the nail at her opponent. And of course, I'm using Pebble Throw as the nail, quote unquote. For the second move, Hammer Jab, it is very simple. Basically, I chose my animation. In this case, I chose Lucky Rushdown. You can use whatever animation you want, but if you're specifically doing a Nobara moveset like me, I recommend using the right hand because that's the hand that Higuruma holds his hammer in. If you use a hitting animation where they're using their left hand, it's just going to be like a normal punch. You're not going to get the hammer hit effect. I use this sound. Yeah, so you can copy that if you want. And what gives us that singular hit is Crushing Jaws, and we cancel that after 0.65. You can use this for other movesets if you want to just have a normal jab, if you want to have a jab combo. Yeah, and you can just chain them together, use whatever animations, but basically you're just going to do Crushing Jaws. After 0.65 seconds, you cancel the skill. For the third move, we have Together Black Flash. Now, for the initial startup hitting the nail animation, I use Dismantle. Basically, this little end part here of Dismantle, the variant, like the air variant version. And then I do Face Blitz. Now, when I tell you this timing, like getting the timing right was so annoying. The timing is so important. And I'm telling you this, I spent like an hour or so at midnight last night trying to figure out like the perfect timing to do this, because originally I had Divergent Fist after the initial Face Blitz animation or Face Blitz skill, so the Black Flash effect happened afterwards. So like she would do the complete dash and then the Black Flash would happen, and it was impossible to actually use on an opponent. Then I tried to put it earlier and it was too early, and then basically as she was doing the dismantle animation, the Black Flash would happen here, so it just didn't work. So again, if you want to recreate this move, the times are very important, so pay attention. So Dismantle, Face Blitz. Now 0.45 second wait time after Face Blitz, I put Divergent Fist. Now this whole thing is the Black Flash, right? So Divergent Fist, 0.33 wait, and then Divergent Fist. Now you can see how specific I had to get with the time here, but after your second Divergent Fist, you want to put a wait time of 0.818. Okay, and then you cancel the skill, and then that's when I decided to put my audio. In terms of the audio, you can put it earlier if you want, or you could put it at the end like I did here, to give the black flash the sound effect like when it hits. But that's pretty much all for this skill. Just remember, it's really important to get these timings down, so make sure you get it down, you know. For the fourth skill, we have nail. Now I put this animation right because I chained it with this animation. You see the vision. So you want to, when you're using pebble throw or something of the sort that has the smallest startup, you want to try to put an animation here that gives you a startup animation that chains into your main animation you want to use. Reason being, if I just use this and I extended it to be longer, then, you know, maybe the hit wouldn't connect with the sound or the actual attack, if that makes sense. So the hitting animation is important that it lands with your attack. So I just personally like to use a startup, which is why I use earthquake here. Then I use pebble throw. I put my sound. Here's the ID. And then with a 0.5 wait time, I follow up with my next animation. And then with a 0.4 wait time, I do my next sound, my next animation, which is energy surge. And then I use pebble throw again. Now, after 0.5 seconds of wait, I put another pebble throw. And that's basically everything for nail. Now, finally, for hairpin, this is what we're looking at. As you can see, it's quite a bit. It's not a terrible amount, but yeah. So I started off with my sound. You don't have to do this. You don't even have to have a sound if you don't want, but this is the sound ID I used. And I used the ultimate animation because this sound is Nobara laughing against Mahito. I just really like that. I thought it was the perfect thing to use for kind of a final attack type of thing. So yeah, so this is the sound, this is the animation, and then climax jumping, this is just to get that effect. Okay, the same thing I did with Yuji in the last video, to get that little white outline to let your opponent know like, wow, this guy's about to do something crazy. So that's really all it is. It's just some VFX, doesn't really do anything. And then eye catching, this is all just, you know, for visual effects. And after 0.8 seconds, I cancel it. Then I do the takedown animation. This is for her hitting the nail, aka pebble throw. So this is just, you can use whatever in place of it, but just make sure again it's the right hand, because that's the hand holding the hammer and you're hitting the nail with that. Then after 0.9 seconds of wait, I use the counter animation. This is just like charging up the hairpin, or maybe looking like the snap or whatever. And then I do the idle transfiguration, and then there's a hit cancel, so that if you don't land the nail, then you don't follow up with the rest of the move. So yeah, be aware of that, especially with the durability of it. I'm not sure if it wastes durability if you miss the attack completely, but yeah, be careful. Make sure you're in range to land your nail, or else the rest of the attack will not happen. So then yeah, that's why we have the 0.5 hit cancel. And a lot of you may not know this, you need to flip it. The reason you flip it is because this is telling the game, I don't want the rest of the attack to happen if this attack doesn't land. Normally on its own, it's like, okay, if this attack doesn't land, then the rest of the attack happens. It doesn't make sense. Make sure you flip it. Then after 0.33 wait time, I do the rush down animation. And again, this is just another hammer hit. This is like the contact point of the idle transfiguration. And then I do it again. Okay, this is just like the timing of it. This is what makes it kind of 50-50, because it isn't a press twice type of thing. You don't have control to press it twice. So either the ability will do it, it will register as it, or it won't. And I've tested this. I've done it over and over and over and over and over again. Sometimes it hits it 5 times in a row. Sometimes it doesn't work like 3 times. So I'm telling you, I like the way this turned out. I didn't intend for it to be this way. With this, I thought it would be a guaranteed hit, but sometimes you hit it, it doesn't work, sometimes it does. So, and then after that second idle transfiguration, we have a 0.5 wait time, and then I follow up with the curse strike animation again. This is just another hammer hit animation, and then I do the rush skill, right? And then I cancel after a 0.5 wait time, and then the little pose at the end is the ending of the world slash animation. So with her holding her hammer out, I really like how this all turned out. And yeah, I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I think this is one of my better movesets. I don't know why I'm acting like I didn't only post one other one, but you guys, your comments really help. I really do enjoy the positive feedback. And yeah, tell me what you think about this one. Let me know if you use it. Let me know what you improve on, and let me know who you would like to see next.